Welcome back, YouTube, to another Pick'em video. This time we are on Americas, the region with the most drama and the one that has a team with Ben Affleck as a fan? I don't know. But hey, this should be relatively easy. Yeah, first of all, MIBR. There is not a chance in any world MIBR lose to 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves for me are just, I don't even know what 100 Thieves are. Just a massive disappointment. A team that has no hope, maybe? Like, I don't know. Their comps make no sense. Like, don't even get me started, right? Cryocells is a very, very talented player with insane levels of mechanics and game IQ and everything you could possibly want in a player other than agent flexibility. The guy can only play Jet and Chamber, and similarly to most players, that's not good enough. In the tier 1 stage, you cannot be a one-trick pony. I think the biggest weakness of this is on Fracture. When they play Chamber instead of like a Cypher, a Vise, a Killjoy perhaps. They don't really have a Sentinel player. Of course, you can look at Boostio, but his Cypher isn't anything crazy. It's not anything special, and they would rather just put Cryo on a Chamber, which is a massive weakness. Not having like an Info Sentinel and constantly having to sort of take space with the Chamber, it can be antied very easily, and it can open yourselves up for mistakes. I think MIBR are going to win this. Yeah, 100 Thieves are just, I don't even know. I don't even know with that team anymore, to be honest. Anyway, MIBR crew. I think MIBR win this. Crew looks strong, though. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if either of these teams win it, but I'm kind of on the Verno hype train. Yeah. I think MIBR win this. I think Crew, the only thing that makes this a little bit more interesting is, of course, Crew lost to EG in a pretty just upsetting fashion. So I think that's going to probably make Crew a little bit more hungry for the next game that they play, or at least for the playoffs. Yeah, we'll leave that there for now, and we'll move on to Sen C9. This is difficult. Sentinels, C9. C9 look really strong. I don't think you can. I don't think you can really hide that. Sentinels are still a 50-50 team for me. I think, yeah, they look pretty good, but they're not the team that they were last year. They are peaking. I have too much faith in C9. C9 have such an all-round roster. They have a really smart, very good IGL. Every single role on that team has a purpose, with players that are very confident in the agents that they're playing. Their map pool looks really strong, and I think they were probably one of the only teams to make G2 look human. Of course, MIBR were the other one. Yeah, I think C9 here. The only issue that C9 will have is that they've got a curse on them. When was the last time C9 qualified for an international event? Must have been 2023, 2022. Right? Must have been. But then they're going to quickly probably get 2-1 by G2. Let's go down to the lower bracket. 100 Thieves NRG. Oh, God. What a crazy game that's going to be. I'll tell you what, if Boostio was as good at shooting and winning games as he was at talking shit, 100 Thieves would probably win this, but I have faith in NRG for some reason. I don't really have faith. It's kind of like battle. I don't even know what it is. It's just a mudfest. That's what we'll go with. Sen EG, Sentinels are going to win that. Crew Sentinels. I think Crew. I do think Crew. I think, as I said, Crew have such an all-round roster, similarly to C9. Every single one of those players has chemistry. They've all played with each other before, I'm pretty sure, on some iteration of a roster. And they look good. They do look good. Yeah. And I just think Sentinels, Sentinels just need to figure some stuff out. I think, after kickoff and recently narrates lack of performance and maybe his over emotional characteristics, I think, I just don't really know, and it makes me sad because they really do have a talented roster. Picking up Bang and narrate is honestly like one of the roster moves of the season, or the off season, sorry, but they're just really struggling to gel, and I think that it's definitely not vibes, but something's just not right. And I think when you see Zekken on the camera, like he's really trying. I think Zekken has transformed from being a young little Zoomer that was just really cracked to a more of a mature role model that's, despite his age, very just head on. You know, like he knows what makes a successful team. He knows what he needs, and he's happy to hold his teammates responsible if it brings in results. So I don't know. I think this is going to be a really hard lesson for Sentinels to learn if they do lose this, but I kind of just have a lot of faith in Crew. I don't really need to elaborate on this, do I? NRG are just... They really are a bit of a lost cause, and I'm going to... Do I want to speculate? There's a part of me that thinks that FNS might go into early retirement after this, because he is not shooting... He's not the IGL he once was, or at least he's IGLing like he was in 2022-23, and I don't think that he's fit for this game anymore, which is a shame. But I do think that NRG will lose this game, and I think they will probably be forced to make roster moves, and I think that could be with. But then again, who are they going to pick up? Who is on the tier 2 scene that is good enough to replace FNS whilst also gelling with the other players? Maybe I'm wrong, but it definitely feels like something's eerie over in the NRG camp. They just lack firepower. Like, I think signing Brock may have solved a couple problems, but I think you've still not got that oof that you might need in a team. But yeah, let's move on. C9 Crew. I think this will be a banger game, but I do think that C9 will come out on top. I do think massive credit to the coaching staff of C9. Every week they look really, really strong. Of course, Imi being the head coach. Yeah, C9 will win this. MIBR G2. Oh, I think G2 are just going to... I honestly think this is going to be a crazy surprise, because I think G2 are just going to anti the hell out of MIBR to the point where they actually look useless. A very, very bold call, but hey-ho, we'll roll with it. No shock that G2 will be in the grand final. MIBR will... MIBR will win this. And I think... MIBR will take this? No. Yeah, we'll have G2 going in the final, winning the final as well. MIBR, though, just to elaborate on why I'm so confident in this team, is every single one of the players can frag. Like, every single one of the players, I think Cortasia has had a massive glow up since kickoff. Not only is he able to give it all mouth, but he's actually able to shoot anyone that comes into his crosshair, which is insanely impressive. Like, every time I watch him, I cannot count him out of a clutch anymore, because he just does some special things. Aspas and Verno have a cute little bromance going on. So I think the Verno's comfortability, happiness within that team should not be doubted. And of course, Aspas is just the girl. Yeah, I'm happy with this. That's what we're going to go with. I'm going to submit it. And those are my America's VCT Pickems. 10 times easier than the Pacific ones. Pacific is the best region and the most entertaining. And unfortunately, I've got to now go and do EMEA, which, to be honest, I could just fall asleep from boredom, because our region is a snooze fest. Um, but yeah, that's where we'll leave it. Those are my VCT America's pickums. Go and watch my Pacific ones if you haven't already. I have a couple crash outs of just love and passion, I guess. But yeah, we'll leave it here and we'll go into the Europe ones.